furniture friends, and welcome to another video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Irene. I'm behind Forever Spring Furniture, and I want to show you the piece I'm going to work on in this video. It's it's a little sideboard, a highboard that I got from my neighbors. They had it in the cellar for I don't know how many years since the grandma died, and they were about to throw it out and asked me if I would like to have it. So yes, sure, that's a wonderful piece to work on, and it's in a very good condition actually. It's all wood. It has only a few scratches which I should be able to easily sand out. That's fine. And then let's see what is hidden under this dark brown and shiny finish. So yeah, it's going to be a little surprise, and I hope you enjoy the video, and see you later. Let's take another detailed look at the piece. Here on the surface the finish is a bit worn and a bit blotchy. The same on the side of the piece, and on the doors you can see that according to the age, of course. As well here on the drawer front on the left hand side you can see it. But otherwise it's perfectly fine. The hardware needs to be removed because I want to strip down the whole piece and it would only be in the way. There is still a bit of preparation work needed before I can start to strip the piece down, especially tape off all the edges where I don't want the stripper to go and take the finish off. And here we go. I apply a thick layer of the stripper and then give it 20 to 30 minutes to soak in and do its job before I can remove it. When the waiting time has expired, I take a putty knife and gently scrape off the stripper with the dissolved finish. And I try not to make the biggest mess and have blobs everywhere, but in that case here it came off nicely, not in blobs, and it was an unexpectedly not messy affair. In the next step I take some white spirit and superfine steel wool and rub over the surface to get rid of all the remainings of the stripper and the loosened varnish before I start to sand. Here is how the surface looked like after the chemical stripper did its job. The gloss is gone and the dark varnish is gone. Of course it is still a bit blotchy, but now the sander comes in and will smooth the surface out. I have here veneer on top of another wood, and I want to be very careful not to sand through the veneer. It already happened to me because I'm quite impatient when doing the sanding. You saw that in one of my last videos. So I went in with a 180 grit paper, sanding paper only, to be sure not to be too rough. In this piece I was aiming for a wood color combination again. The big door as well as the drawer fronts were painted completely in this mute blue tone, and I used the same color to do some stenciling. It took 2 layers for full coverage, and by the way, this is a custom mix color. I used actually 3 chalk paints I had at home, a deep blue one, a grey one and an emerald green one, and mixed the colors together until I got the shade of blue I wanted to go with. On the sides of the body and on the small doors I taped off this thin line. This is going to be the upper border of my stenciling, and I want the line to be very crisp. For that reason, I first of all went over with a clear coat, which is supposed to seal the gap between the tape and the surface so that the color later will not leak under the tape. Clear coat was followed by 2 layers of paint. And the trick with the clear coat really worked. The line came out much crisper than it would have done without. It's time for the stenciling. I personally don't like the stenciling brushes. I prefer to use sponges, and in this case I used a makeup sponge. Just make sure to load your sponge with a tiny amount of color to prevent the leakage of color under the stencil. And then I can't say more about it. It's just a bit of time and patience and a lot of dabbing. And revealing the pattern is always the best part of it all. When all the paintwork was done, I went in and drowned everything in oil. No, not really, of course. I applied a decent layer. I worked it into the wood, gave it 30 minutes, 45 minutes to soak in, to saturate the wood pores, and then I came in again with a dry cloth and rubbed over the whole thing again to take all the excess away. To me, the change the oil makes is always fascinating. The color is so much deeper, richer, and you can just see and feel that the wood in most cases is quite thirsty and really needs a bit of TLC and some food. All that is left to do now is to reassemble the piece, and then it's done. Welcome back. Another video done and another piece done. I can't actually say it's done because I will now wait 1 or 2 weeks and let the oil cure completely, and then I will go over it again with a furniture wax to seal it in again and to give it a bit of a protective layer on the surface. But at least the design process is done and I love the outcome. It's modern now and it looks young again, so I'm happy about that. If you like the video and the project, leave me a comment and subscribe. There will be more videos coming. Check out my Instagram account, I leave the link below. I keep that mostly in German, so you find more information about the pieces I do in German there. And that's it so far. See you next time. Bye bye and bis bald.